cases of Jewish students getting a Heil Hitler sign, or being told they're not allowed to look at certain students in the eye because they're dogs, or whatever it is. So those kinds of anecdotes. But then when it does come to the conflict, there is right and wrong. Hamas is a terrorist organization. It's a listed terrorist organization in Canada. The atrocities that they committed, were some of the most brutal, outrageous acts of violence that we have seen in our lifetime, and since the Holocaust, as is often said. And it's okay, I think, to take a position on that, to be against that, and so that that gets us into these campus situations. And is all speech equal? And no, a speech that is promoting and glorifying terrorist acts by Hamas is in a category of speech that I think it should be condemned, and it's okay to condemn certain types of speech.
Well, that's it. I mean, inciting violence, whether it's racially based or anything else, is against the law in Canada. There's just no justifying doing that. That's not what we're about. But I mean, getting up to the higher level and where the examples are being set, we have a prime minister who is reticent. He always has to couch it when he will condemn. We've had Jewish schools multiply shot, bullets fired into the doors. There's been fire bombings. I mean, this is stuff we never imagined before. And the prime minister will condemn it. Good, I appreciate that, but he will always couch it with, as well, we have to combat Islamophobia. Well, fair enough, but I'm not seeing any Islamophobia. Why do you have to put that ad on every time? If we'd been seeing mosques attacked, then absolutely, but they're not. Like, what? Why can't you just unconditionally condemn this? And I think it sets an example all the way down that this is exceptional and perhaps a little more understandable than prejudices that are shown against other groups.
Yes, precisely. I mean, we all understood during the Black Lives Matter protests that why Black people found it obnoxious when people countered that with, well, all lives matter, because you weren't, when you said that, you weren't acknowledging the very specific type of, struggles that the Black, particularly the American Black community has faced. So you were minimizing it when you said all lives matter. But to your point, the same is true. There aren't any other schools in Canada that are being firebombed. There's only one cultural group who's having their schools firebombed, and that's the Jewish community. And if you can't just say that and admit it, then you can't fix the problem if you are hiding the problem. And yes, our prime minister is unwilling to, look, as you say, he's always prepared to say the right thing in the moment or acknowledge that the firebombing happened, but it could have happened to other people too. So we're against all firebombing to all people. He always does that. But he is the prime minister. He is the leader of our country, and just him tweeting out how upsetting it is that there's fire bombings going on in his country, that's just, it's not very satisfying as a response. We need to see much more action. We need to see, the laws beefed up. We need to see him expressing a desire to see the perpetrators of those acts, caught and prosecuted. He doesn't talk like that or say that. He could be offering to provide more security to Jewish institutions that clearly need it. He could be doing all kinds of things that he's not prepared to do.